In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this cute box using the envelope liners framelits. The first time that I saw these liners, I thought, ooh, I bet I can make a cute box out of these. And so that's what I've done. So to start, I've cut out 4 of the smallest envelope liners, and I've scored them at 1 inch. And then I've scored again along the top of the flap, and I can get that measurement here. So I've scored it 1 inch, and then I've scored it 3 inches here. And then I've scored the 2 side flaps, which are about 2 3/4. So I did one side, and then I flipped it over and did the other side. So you'll have 4 identical scored little liners. And then I'm going to cut away some of the pieces. So to start, I'm just going to cut 2 at a time. I'm going to cut away the whole right flap on all of them. So again, the whole right flap is going to go away. Then on the left, I'm going to cut just the bottom flap up to the 1 inch score line. Okay, so you're going to have 4 identical pieces. Bottom flap is going to get cut away on the left side. All right, now I'm going to add some sticky strip. And since the tabs are fairly small, I'm actually going to use a smaller size sticky strip. Get my sticky cut scissors. And I'm just going to add it to all of the flaps. And then I'm going to go ahead and put them all together by removing the sticky piece on each one. Wow, it looks like I removed the sticky too on this. Just the liner. And then I'm going to line these all up. So I'm going to line it up right here, making sure the score line for the flaps and the bottom flaps are lined up. I'm going to do that to all the pieces. Just line those up and stick them together. And then to stick the last piece together, I'm going to flip this over, and I'm just going to fold the right flap and the left flap, and it should line up pretty close so that you can just put it together. Okay, so we're getting the basics of our box. Next, I'm just going to tuck in 2 of the bottom flaps, and I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive on the sides here to just kind of hold it in place. I've created, just out of cardstock, a little bottom to put on because, as you can tell, it doesn't quite meet and you have a little hole, and you don't want any of your little gift that you're gonna put in there to drop out. So I've just created a little almost 2.5, not quite, more like 2 3/8 square. So I can place that on the bottom. You can place it on the inside or the outside. I'm just going to do it on the outside and then trim off any excess. So there we have it. There's the box part. And then to close it, we're just going to do the little fold and tuck. And we're going to put it aside, and we're going to make this really cute little bow. And I've been using the Winter Frost Designer Series paper. I've been making a lot of boxes. So fun for little gifts and things. So to start, I've punched out 5 of the large oval punch. I think it's actually called the wide oval punch. This is the old whale tail size. And I've punched out 5 of the large oval punch. Okay. And then I've punched out 3 of the smallest oval punch. And we're going to use all these ovals to create our bow. So to start, I've used a bone folder to curl the edges and we're going to create little clams with each of the ovals. So the best adhesive I've found is to use glue dots. They hold and it's just really easy to assemble. So you're going to make all these little clams. So I've got my clams on a 1 3/4 circle base, and I've spaced them out so that I can fit 5 around, and I'm just going to use glue dots to put them all together. And then for the next layer, I've already punched out and made into clams my next layer. And this is the Bermuda Bay card designer series paper pack. And then, of course, for the first layer, I've used the Winter Frost. And I'm just going to, again, use all the glue dots and put these all around in a circle. Isn't that really cute? I love it. Now, after we've got these all in a circle, we're going to use some glimmer paper. And so I've cut out a 3/4 inch circle of the glimmer paper. And you're going to attach the circle to the glimmer paper. So with the littlest ovals, you're going to take them and make them into little clams as well. You're also going to use a glue dot, but just take half the glue dot. I don't know if you can see that, there's only partial there. And then place that on so you have room to show your little bow. Then you're going to add some dimensionals, probably 2, to the top so that it won't pop off and it's not so depressed. So we'll add 2 dimensionals to the top. Just layer them on top and remove this. And then we'll add that to the top of the bow. And then as a tag, we're going to use the single stamp, A Gift for You. And we're just going to stamp that. And that coordinates with the label bracket punch. So just use a piece of scrap or something and I'm going to punch that out. Then we're going to punch a hole in the top of it. And then we're going to string some ribbon through the hole so that it looks just like this. Some of the silver ribbon. Okay? So we have our tag all ready and our bow all ready, and we're just going to place it on top of our box. We can adhere with some sticky strip on the box and just tack it down to one side. So just put a little bit of adhesive on one side so you can tuck all the top flaps in. And then you have your pretty bow, and then you have your completed box. And it's all ready to open, and it's all decorated and pretty. I hope you've enjoyed watching this tutorial.